This week, we announced a new service for email encryption. What is the difference between an encrypted email and one that I send 100 times a week?
Well, Tyler, for most of us who are using Outlook Desktop version 2019 or the web version, there's very little difference in how you read, write, and interact with an encrypted email. The main difference is technical. With encryption selected, your email will become scrambled by Outlook to prevent anyone other than the author and the recipient from reading it.
The documentation mentions PII, HIPAA, FERPA, and intellectual property. Can you give us some examples of these?
Certainly. Financial aid documents, healthcare patient information, sports physical exam results, student grades, musical compositions, or copywritten work are all examples of information that should be sent with encryption.
Now, let's say I do need to send a student their grade. If that student replies back to me from their Gmail, doesn't that mean it's no longer encrypted?
That's a good question to raise. And historically, the answer would have been no. With encrypted email through Microsoft Outlook, however, any email you send encrypted will remain encrypted, even if you send an email to someone using Gmail, Yahoo, or really any other email service. Once you've started a conversation that is encrypted in Microsoft Outlook, that conversation will continue to be transmitted using encryption, even after multiple replies.
When I send an encrypted email, it looks like I have 4 options to choose from. You're recommending that most users select the first one, encrypt only. Can you tell us a little bit more about these options?
Certainly, and it really depends on what platform you're using to access Outlook. There could be up to 4 options shown. There are 4 options shown depending upon the Outlook interface you're using. Some options aren't available on Outlook for the web, for example. 2 options that are available regardless of the platform you use are encrypt only and do not forward. We recommend these options because they are the only options that allow email to be sent off campus to students using Gmail accounts, ESU Foundation donors, and vendors, for example.
There seems to be some confusion around the version of Outlook you need. If I'm on Windows, what version do I need?
Well, Tyler, the short answer is Outlook version 2019 for desktop users, and Outlook 2016 users can read and reply to encrypted mail, but not all can. Microsoft has not made it easy to identify which version to look for specifically. One quick way to determine whether or not your Outlook is ready to send encrypted mail is to create a new email and click the Options tab. If you see a padlock icon that says Encrypt beneath it, you are all set. If you see an envelope icon that says Permissions beneath it, you're on a version that may not support sending encrypted email.
And what about a Mac?
The ability to send encrypted email does not really depend upon your operating system, rather the version of Outlook you're using. If you're using Outlook 2019 on Windows, Mac, or even some other operating system, you're good to go.
And everyone can use the web version, right? What about the mobile versions on Outlook? A lot of people are using iPhones and iPads, for example.
That's a good point. Users of the Outlook mobile app can read and reply to encrypted email on their phone like any normal email. The only difference is mobile app users are not currently able to initiate an encrypted email, but we're hopeful to see that functionality soon.
We talked about how email encryption has to be started from our own Outlook environment, but it will work with Gmail or Yahoo Mail, etc. But you're still recommending that if I'm going to send you an encrypted email, that I send you an unencrypted one just to give you a heads up. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
That's right. Due to valid concerns from email recipients regarding clicking links in email, specifically to log in to a service, it's best to avoid confusion and concern by sending an advanced email, text, or call to the intended recipient of your encrypted email. This is primarily applicable if they are not a current ESU student, faculty, or staff.
To clarify, the actual email that is being encrypted will include ESU branding. I'll be able to see it's not a phishing attempt, right?
Yeah, that's right. We've worked diligently to minimize the fishy appearance of these encrypted email notifications. The ESU branding colors have been applied to add to the legitimacy of the email, and we have examples posted of that email notification, as well as web addresses that users should be sent to after they click the emailed link. If there's ever any doubt about the legitimacy of an email, call the IT help desk for confirmation.
Who is the intended audience of this service? And how many users do you expect will be able to use it?
Well, the initial groups that we saw this service being most beneficial to are those involved in health services, finance, admissions, and human resources. But really, anyone on campus can benefit from adding security to their communications.
If I'm an administrative assistant and I needed to send a grade to my department chair for whatever reason, would I use this since we're all using the same email system? Or would I need to send an encrypted email only if I was going to email somebody externally, like a Gmail account?
Well, really, you're encouraged to use encryption settings anytime you're emailing anything that is considered sensitive or protected information, regardless of the intended recipient.
Thank you for answering all of our questions. Now, John is actually going to demonstrate how easy it is to send an encrypted message.
Hello, this is a quick walkthrough on how to send encrypted email from your desktop Outlook client. First, we'll start with a new email. From here, it's as simple as selecting the Options tab. Look for the padlock icon with Encrypt beneath it, and select either Encrypt Only or Do Not Forward. For the most part, we recommend just using the Encrypt Only option. You can go back to Messages and complete your email as normal, filling out the 2 CC lines if necessary and subject. Once you're ready to send the email, simply click Send, and you've completed the process. Now, this is what's displayed whenever an Emporia State University or other Outlook user receives an encrypted email that they can't open natively within Outlook. Very simple to access these particular emails. Just click the included link in the body of the email. It will open a separate web browser tab using the URL outlook.office365.com. This is a virtual version of Microsoft Outlook, and this is what a user with Gmail, Yahoo, or anybody using an older version of Microsoft Outlook previous to Office 2016. From here, you've got all your standard functions: reply all, delete, mark as junk, block recipient. We can also go ahead and download any attachments or view them directly. Whenever the individual or recipient has completed the attached documentation, they can simply attach it here by clicking reply, filling out all the necessary information, and then sending it using this icon right here. It's as simple as that.